5 exciting NBA players of the 2016-2017 season. My name is Joshua Enviers, and I know there's a lot of potential players out there, but here are the 5 players you should look out for. Starting with KarlAnthony Towns. He averaged 18 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, and almost 2 blocks per game in his rookie year. That's absolutely crazy. He averaged better numbers than a good majority of role players in the NBA today. He even averaged better numbers than several starters on different teams. He was the first overall pick in last year's draft, so it was kind of to be expected, but to be this good and be a unanimous rookie of the year, that takes some skill. And I feel like the Minnesota Timberwolves are the perfect place for KarlAnthony Towns to grow as a player and an individual. Although the Timberwolves do have a lot of young potential talent such as Andrew Wiggins and Zach LaVine, KarlAnthony Towns is a reason alone to watch this Timberwolves team fight for a playoff spot this season. With the way the NBA is changing, we're seeing different centers with different abilities now that are no longer just shot blockers. And KarlAnthony Towns, I feel like he's leading the way of the new era of centers in the NBA. He has amazing ball handling for a big man, which we saw at last year's All-Star game when he won the Taco Bell Skills Challenge. And he can step outside and shoot the occasional 3. So I personally don't want to see KarlAnthony Towns standing around the 3-point line. This man's going to be a problem in the upcoming years in the NBA. And I'm excited to watch him and the Timberwolves. You should too. The next player you should be excited for is Kristaps Porzingis of the New York Knicks. The man everyone booed on his draft day, but now Knicks fans and, fans of the NBA aren't booing him anymore. On paper, the New York Knicks have a very, very talented and exciting roster to watch. But the one player that stands out for me and makes the Knicks team exciting as a whole is this man Kristaps Porzingis, considering last year he was able to put up 14 points per game, 7 rebounds, almost 2 assists, and almost 2 blocks. He was the one major bright spot for the New York Knicks last season, and Phil Jackson really did take a chance on him picking him 4th overall, but it looks like it paid off. This man is over 7 feet tall and he's shooting threes like crazy. He's a solid rebounder, and he's surprisingly not getting bullied like everyone predicted when he first came into the league because he was too skinny. Hopefully this upcoming season and onward, Kristaps Porzingis is still able to shine with the New York Knicks. Even though now they do have a better starting rotation, he should be the second option on the New York Knicks, and maybe even the first option in the coming years once Carmelo gets up there in age. Just like KarlAnthony Towns, he was a rookie last year, and just like our next candidate, this man is a rookie as well. It looks like last year's draft was a pretty good one. So next up, we have Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns. Due to Eric Bledsoe and Brandon Knight being out for a good majority of last year's season for the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker was able to emerge as a really good shooting guard. The man averaged almost 14 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. And for a rookie, it's a pretty good stat line. Especially being a 13th draft pick last year, he averaged pretty much similar numbers to some of the top guys in last year's draft, including guys like D'Angelo Russell. It'll be interesting to see how the Phoenix Suns let this play out, considering they do have 2 nice quality starting point guards in Eric Bledsoe and Brandon Knight. And Brandon Knight, I know a lot of people say he may not be a starting quality point guard. I love Brandon Knight. The Phoenix Suns need a lot of help, and I feel like Brandon Knight or Eric Bledsoe would have trade value to get another piece to help Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. But whatever you do, Suns, do not trade this man Devin Booker. Similar to KarlAnthony Towns and Kristaps Porzingis, he's one of the first we've seen in a while that is really good at their position their first year. And you should definitely be watching the Suns game whenever they're nationally televised, or if you have NBA League Pass, because of Devin Booker. Next up, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, finally a player that was not a part of last year's draft. Last year's draft might be a really good one looking down the road as the upcoming years pass. But Giannis is in his 4th year with the Milwaukee Bucks, and he got that money. Put up 31 points in his first game in the 2016-2017 season, although it may be overshadowed because there was other players such as Anthony Davis who put up 50. But Giannis is a unique and exciting player, not only for this upcoming season, but as he progresses throughout his NBA career, because he's a very raw talent when he came into the league, and I feel like now he's finally coming into his own, and now the Bucks are playing him as a point guard, a shooting guard, a small forward. He's literally playing a whole lot of positions as a point forward. He's in a class of his own. He's almost 7 foot tall, if not 7 feet tall, handling the ball, passing it to his teammates, extremely athletic, extremely lengthy when it comes to getting to the hoop. I've said this in previous videos that I made, but if Giannis is able to shoot a consistent jump shot, if he's able to find his 3-point jump shot consistently, he'll be the best player in the league considering all the little things he's able to do. Last year he averaged 16.9 points per game, 7.7 rebounds per game, 4.3 assists, a steal and a block per game. This man was doing a lot last year, and I feel like next year, or this year rather, this 2016-2017 year, his numbers are going to skyrocket, especially with the lack of Chris Middleton essentially being out for this season. He's a perfect fantasy player to fill up a bunch of stats, and I can't wait to see how much more this man is able to develop his game in the NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to be a problem once they're able to shoot. The Bucks may have one more struggling year, but once Giannis is able to learn how to shoot a proper jump shot consistently, this man could possibly be the best player in the NBA. Last but not least, an NBA champion last year, Kyrie Irving. With his famous shot over Steph Curry after LeBron James' block on Andre Iguodala, that's a special moment right there. And I feel like Kyrie is just waiting to have even more special moments in the upcoming years. His handles are probably one of the best in the league today. And last season, he was able to put up 19.6 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4.7 assists, almost a steal per game. This man is onto something with LeBron James in Cleveland, and he may just win back-to-back NBA championships with the Cavaliers this season. And that's a really big if. Compared to the other 4 players I mentioned, Kyrie Irving is a few years older by like 2 or 3 years than all the players I mentioned. And the reason why I have him on this list, particularly not because of his age, but because of the weight that is going to be put on Kyrie Irving this year. If you take a look at the Cavs roster, it's not the best roster. Yes, they have the best player in the league, LeBron James, which kind of makes up for the lack of backup point guards that they have at that position. But Kyrie Irving is not known for playing a full 82 game season. He's never been known for being healthy an entire year. In high school, in college, in his NBA career, he has yet to play 82 games, and this year is going to be a huge breaking point for him and the Cleveland Cavaliers because they have a rookie, Kay Felder, a second-round draft pick, to back him up. So if Kyrie goes down with some type of injury, the Cavs may be in trouble, which is why Kyrie Irving is definitely a player you should be looking out for his health and how exciting he'll be able to be with the Cleveland Cavaliers if healthy. Whether negatively or positively, Kyrie Irving is affecting the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you should definitely be on the lookout for the numbers he puts up and just his play with the team. With that said, these are my 5 players you should be excited for to watch in the 2016-2017 NBA season. Let me know in the comment section below your 5 players that you are most excited to see play in the NBA this year. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.